Hello, welcome to the 100x Connect community. Let me take you through the 100x ecosystem. Step 1. Become a free or paid member. Step 2. Discover your passion by tuning into the 100x daily night sessions, chatting with other members in the 100x Discord community, and participate in 100x virtual summits. Step 3. Unleash your true potential by equipping yourself with 100x workshops and work with you challenges. Step 4. Begin your entrepreneurial journey by signing up for the Malaysia Ministry-endorsed 100x 100 Days Business Startup Challenge, seeking business advice, or enrolling in the Advanced Business Coaching for pitching and funding. Step 5. Being the country's best entrepreneur community, 100x has a wealth of resources such as business funding to accelerate your business, digital marketplaces to sell your products and services, and collaboration platforms to do networking and organize your favorite event, among many others. Furthermore, 100x will also create business opportunities. All these are easily accessible and convenient for 100x members. Step 6. In return, the 100x alumni hope to bring together like-minded people and provide mentoring, internship and career opportunities to help the network grow. Pillars are used to uphold purposes. At 100x, we believe that every entrepreneur should embark on a purposeful journey. 100x is built on 7 pillars: financial intelligence, fitness and wellness, business and entrepreneurship, sales and marketing, personal development, love and relationship, and hobbies and leisure. Sign up as a 100x member and start a purposeful journey.
Good evening,
Hi,
ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Yvonne.
Hi, everybody. It's been a while with all the Chinese New Year. Yeah.
Yeah, how is everyone celebrating your Chinese New Year and also your holidays, right? So today, welcome back again to Pocket Financial. There you have, we have Yvonne, our Japanese translator and also Japanese teacher, and I am Chanel Chong, also the second host for tonight, which I am also an asset planner from Rockviews as well. So we have come to another week, cracking the head to create very, very good content for everyone. Yeah, about finance, about money, about how to plan for your financial goals, etc. So this week, where we decided to actually make something very different. So why not we let Yvonne tell you more about it, about today's topic?
Yes, today we share a little bit about understanding different culture. Now it's a bit borderless now. So, but then again, how we are trained on money matters, or how we see money, or how we see the value of money, very much actually influenced by our background. Don't you think so, Chanel?
Definitely. I think the person that influenced us the most will be our parents, definitely, followed by our teacher, and followed by our advocates, and also our friends and relatives, who surround us. That's why there's a saying that you are what, not only that you are what you eat, you are actually being influenced by everyone around you as well. That's why during our 21 days challenge, there was also one of the chapters where we actually talk about who you mix with is actually very important
Very
towards your
important.
financial goal. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's why today we also want to learn a little bit about we've been sharing a little bit about how the Japanese way the 𝗧𝗂𝗃𝗃 you all can have a look at back at our previous video that how we share about 𝗧𝗂𝗃𝗃. Today we touch a little bit on 𝗧𝗂𝗃𝗃 as well, but not too much on it. But we will see about different countries, right? How actually they see money and what actually influence them as well. So it's going to be a little bit cute and very relaxing today. It's a bit cartoony, so let's have a look at the slides today. So
Yeah,
the
and
title,
before that, sorry to interrupt. Before
Mm.
that, do also share this Facebook Live to your friends, to also your profile. Okay, so that more people will understand about how different cultures deal with money and finances differently. Because all these cultures, since different country people are very concerned about money as well, and different cultures actually brought in different ideas. It is also
Yeah.
very important that if you think, oh, this idea works for that culture, but I think it's also very amazing for myself. So why not you also, sit back and relax and think, hey, whether this method works for you before you can adopt it. Yeah.
And some of the method though is very traditional, but then it's from other countries. But you also will I also like have some like heard of it happening in Malaysia as well. So let's have a look. Let's jump in. So the title today is like how different cultures deal with money and finances, and which country resonate to you. So perhaps you are actually using a Korean way, perhaps you're using a Japanese way, or you're using a German way. So we don't know. We have a look at it
Which
today.
nationality are you?
Yeah, which nation? I wanted to put that, which nationality, which country are you from? That was like a little.
If you're wondering, Malaysian method, so far Malaysian don't really have a method that is like definitely is Malaysian way, but let's see.
Yeah, Malaysia maybe have like a little bit of influence as well. So let's have a look. So yeah, let's a bit go through the whole introduction a little bit. Pocket Financial host, we are both of us, Chanel and Yvonne. So Chanel, she's an estate planner. She's an insurance planner as well. She co-founded 2 property rental management companies. So if you have any your property can't rent out, or you need some advisors, or you need to hire someone to do up the whole place for you, so it's rentable, it's easily rentable, please contact with Chanel. So she will you all can have a chat there. And also she owns a YouTube channel as well, of course, which educates public on insurance, asset planning, and financial related education. So what happened is every Monday we have this Pocket Financial. So she actually did a lot of work to actually put it up on her YouTube channel as well. So please go and have a look at her YouTube channel as well. Yeah. If you miss any of the any of our video, you can just go up to her YouTube channel. So as for me, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I own a few businesses. Of course, the one that relates most to Pocket Financial is actually I'm a certified trainer to organize, to teach, and also to run camps. Holiday camp actually is more for children, but it's also very relatable to adults as well. And I've run both camps in US, so in Jakarta as well. So currently, I'm a very passion driven kind of entrepreneur, right? If you see all my businesses, the things that I have done is all very much relate to my passion. So one of them that I'm very actively now is a Japanese, anything to do with Japanese. So yeah, can come and look for me. Thank you. So yeah, next. So let's delve into the topic today, some opening. Like money management is an important life skill, whether you like it or not. It is important. So a lot of there's friends that chorus up and say that, oh, their children do not know how to manage money and stuff like that. So because kids will not know that it is important, but it is parents' responsibility to actually impart this life skill to their kids. Of course, many adults also do not know. They are also learning. So let's learn together. And while we all strive out for the same outcome, to be financial, it can be anything. It can be financially free, it can be having multiple businesses, it can be anything that but the outcome is the same. Outcome is to be happy. You do not need to be bothered by a lot of financial problem. So that is everyone's outcome. But the path to getting there differs from culture to culture. So let's
I
have
think the fundamental of a lot of people trying to teach their kids these days, right, is first thing is, how do you even have the money in the place? The money is not free. How do you even earn your first buck, right? In order for you to have your life sustainable. I think this is also a very important culture as well to
Yeah.
educate our children. Like before you achieve anything using the money in your hand to buy something, you got to put in your effort to earn the money. I think this is a very good culture in teaching as well. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of parents, right, they just want their kid to do investment. They want, because they themselves do a lot of investment, right? So they want their kids to do investment. But little did they know that actually, in order to get to investment, is actually not the first step, right, Chanel? Both of us always share so many times over and over again. Investment is not the first step, right? There's so many steps before you can come to investment. So a lot of parents, of course, want to also be fast track their kids and stuff like that. But fundamental is still fundamental. It is still very
Yeah.
important. So it's
Correct.
not like it's not like
I
you can
totally
straight away
agree.
jump to investment. If those that have watched our video, our live very often, they would know that me and Chanel always talk about emergency fund, I'll talk about savings, so we talk about learning about finance. Whatever you put your money into investment, you need to know that investment vehicle first, right? So not just straight away jump there. So yeah. So let's have a look at the next one. So let's go to the first one. It's Philippines. So Philippines, their financial literacy rate is 25%. All right. Even throughout this sharing, you would also see that even a very developed country, their financial literacy rate is also not the rate that you think it is. All right. So let's have a look. So Philippines is 25%. So they use this way of to look at money or to do their saving is called the 𝗟𝗃𝗧𝗂𝗧. 𝗟𝗃𝗧𝗂𝗧 is actually a Spanish. It's a Spanish word. So you know that Philippines is actually it's actually conquered by I would say that colonial by Spain before, right? So a lot of their influences are also actually from Spain. So this 𝗟𝗃𝗧𝗂𝗧 is actually a word actually very much from a Spanish word. So the Filipino are raised using 𝗟𝗃𝗧𝗂𝗧, which is coin bank, which is our so-called piggy bank, and other informal method of saving their money at home. So like, can you imagine, like those were the days when we look back at our grandparents or our great grandparents in
The
Malaysia.
thin biscuit.
The tin biscuit, the Milo tin.
Okay, I see some Malaysian
yeah.
kid here.
Yeah, exactly. So I say that, right? That's why I say when I do this, right, I relate back a lot of us as well, like a lot Malaysian, like our ancestral, like our ancestor, how they our grandparents,
The
our
Milo
grandparents,
tin,
the Milo tin, right, under the
the
bed.
Danish biscuit tin.
Exactly. Hey, last
I
time
still can remember the Danish biscuit blue color tin, Yeah.
yeah, last time biscuit tin used to be very precious one, like really hard to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like nice one. The old people would like keep it like precious box like that.
Exactly. If you
Yeah,
have no idea how much they have, you just go dig around their bed to find the tin,
yeah.
and inside there it's all precious and gems.
Exactly. So there's this word, there's this saying, in a very famous saying in Filipino. I can't really pronounce it properly. It's like "Peme isunosok me madudukot." So it's like a famous Filipino saying that roughly translate into, if you save something, you get something. Oh my God, I just can't agree more to this thing. Seriously, like if you don't save, right, you just will
Basically,
never.
there's nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing. Even you save a little bit, actually you just need to save a little bit. But 1 year down the road, 2 year down the road, you look back at your account, got money one wall,
Yeah.
It's really, this word is like, so please go and start to save like really little. It can be like a day $2, a day ringgit, or a day whatever currency you are at. I don't think it's important, but it's the habit that actually form at end of 1 year is very happy to see that if I don't save, I don't even have this money. So yeah, in the Malay we call it like sikit-sikit jadi bukit lah. A little bit,
Sikit. Don't underestimate the sikit. Initially,
Exactly.
it's sikit just to build that habit, but once you have the sikit habit, the next time kind of mindset that you have is that, whenever I have extra money, I got to save, because I need to flip for the potential of investment return. Yeah, that's when the investment return comes in, right? Because without your basic to even have the habit to save, there's no way that you can duplicate your income like that, through investments.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If
So
today you're still in today.com, that you're unable to do any savings, you're at gg.com, don't worry, okay? That's why we have your back here. We
gg.com.
feel you. Yeah. Even though you're in 30s, 40s, or 50s and you still have no savings, that's why there is a reason why you're watching this, right? So
Actually,
that
age doesn't matter.
inspire yourself.
Yeah, age doesn't matter one. You can save at 50 years old. Like end of the day, if you're older, even better. The older you got more money to save. Like your income level is higher, right? Then you even save faster than a 20 years old. But maybe at 20 years can only afford to save like.
Yeah, but that also means that you lose it on the compounding interest years.
Yes.
But it's okay. It's okay. At least you're doing something
okay
for your life.
Exactly. Like, yeah. So later we'll move on and see that. Like some countries are very interesting to look at.
Always
so let's
remember this is not the end of the world. As long as you're doing something to change your life is going to be changing according to what you want.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So next is Pakistan. So Pakistan, they are very much, Pakistan is a Muslim country. So they are very much influenced through the Quran. All right. So Pakistan, the financial literacy rate is 26%. So of course, Malaysia has zakat
not
as
bad,
well.
Not bad, as compared to Philippines.
Yeah, Philippines is 25, so they're 26. So zakat is from the Quran. So it's an obligatory giving practice of Muslim. It's a mandated law in Pakistan. The regulation oblige all adult Muslims to contribute a minimum of 2.5% of their zakat net worth to charity or people in need. So it's like a community thing as well. The money goes like around to help those in need, right? So even in Bible there's a same thing, zakat, called tithings as well. So tithings in Christianity, tithings is more like 10% of your income or whatever money you received every month. So but this is to give to the church, yeah. All right.
So in a way they emphasize a lot in the community support. So instead of it's for yourself, it's actually for all the community, the people in need lah.
Yeah, people in need.
So I see a difference here because previously when you're talking about the Filipinos way, they're talking about their personal financial savings. But this one is more towards the whole community kind of contribution.
Exactly. Later you'll see a lot of community one. A lot of them are actually community based. So one of the 5 pillars of Islam is zakat. So which refers to giving alms to the poor and needy. So this is how the country or the culture is based on their money thinking, their money habits is based on the Quran. So yeah, this is also very cultural as well. So let's go and have a look at the next one. This is US. A little bit more modern, a little bit more accepted way nowadays. A lot of parents are actually practicing this. So the financial literacy rate is about 57%.
Oh wow, that's so high.
It's high, but not so high also if you want to look at it, because they are way more developed country in a very long so it's only 57%, right? So for US, their culture is allowance. So American parents reward allowances to their children, often, not always, based on the accomplishment of household chores. This practice introduces them to the concept of working for living and financial responsibility.
This is what I am actually in for.
Yeah. That's why you were saying this one when the opening time is like you
wanting
have
to make some money, right?
Yes. I mean, but a lot of Asian countries, parents reward based on studies, or you get this, you get this result.
I would think that there are actually 2 extremes, One of them is they reward based on studies, but also I have seen parents who don't even cultivate this kind of culture, as in when the kids demand, they just say yes, which is very dangerous because Asians tend to really emphasize kids on studies. They don't want kids to worry about the financial status of the family, right? And eventually, I actually hear of a lot of friends who have no idea what their parents are doing as occupation. They have no idea what kind of paycheck their parents are actually bringing home. And on the side note, they have no idea at all, right, what investments portfolio their parents own. Asian families are not transparent at all, which after they grew up,
Yeah.
right, the secret became even bigger. They don't even bother to ask. They have to learn everything from scratch again, which I think it may not be as healthy if, we Asian families, if we were to cultivate our next of gen this way again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not very sure whether is this the correct way, like Asian parents say, like, okay, today your spelling you get 10 correct, then I give you how much, or I give you something. It's like a reward system for homework. But the Americans, I don't think they does that for homework, but rather they like you help on the clothing. Okay, you help to walk the dog, for example, which is very common in America, where you walk the dog, you get paid, right? So I think that is their culture.
Not
So it's not.
necessarily. Sometimes they even does nanny job, right,
Yeah,
for a neighbor, and then they get
for a
paid.
neighbor.
Which,
Yeah.
yeah, which is really a real job.
That's why they have been doing this like odd jobs during their holiday and stuff like that. That's why when they come 18 years old, right, it is easier for them to adapt to moving out of the house.
It's
right?
easier for them to be really on
Yes.
their own. I
Yes.
agree with this.
Because they'll go to the, for example, like once they reaches like 50, the age that's allowed, maybe it's 16, maybe 16. I'm not very sure. I did not really do a research on it. Maybe 16 is a legal age to work. So by then 16, right, during their term break, their summer break, they'll go to Walmart to be just to go and get a job like part time. It's very common. Like they will work in a station, for a petrol station or gas station for that matter. So it's when it's already prepare them to move out. So knowing that you are able to have the ability to work, since I'm 16, I already can work. What makes you think that 18 I cannot? So naturally, when it comes to 18, they know that they already can go out and work and get money and pay for their. So I think because of the culture of starting young, like working, so that's why their culture of giving allowance since young is like that, is formed. So one of the best ways to teach kids how to save and manage money responsibly is giving them allowance in exchange of doing household chores. So what do you
Start
think,
young.
Shana? Household chores? Will you give if you in your future, if you have a kid, if they help you in the household chores, will you reward them with money or how?
I don't think so, because I definitely will involve them into the house chores, letting them know that this is a family responsibility. That's
Yes.
one. But
Yes.
secondly, I will most likely encourage them to do some summer holiday job, right? It can be a very simple
Yes.
thing, not a lot. Probably it's just
Yeah.
enough for them to earn some simple income. But it's actually
Yeah.
to get them aware that this is how money is being earned, because
Yeah.
the concept is just to let them earn the money. Like if they
Yeah.
know how to earn the money, and the third thing that I would definitely ask them to do is that try to use your money that you have earned to buy something, so that they know that, oh, this small money that I earn, I can only afford this much. So if I were to afford something that is more expensive, then I have to work harder to earn that income for me to afford that thing. So I think the basic comes through this way. Yeah, that's when we can progress the next week.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
because I really have my friends' parents who only give them allowance if they work on house chores. There were days that they don't feel like working because there's no income. So I think that we need to have a balance here as well, because house chores need to be shared among all the family members, correct?
yeah,
So that everyone takes
exactly.
initiative. But on the other hand, there are a lot of creative ways, to help them to realize that, hey, how money is being earned. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that we can do online business, it's actually very easy.
Exactly. That's what I thought too. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Like you can just give them something, to start doing. House chores, as what Chanel said, I also quite agree over that. It's a family thing. It's like you don't reward things when you need to do a family stuff, right? Yeah. So yeah.
But my parents did reward us for, let's say, getting straight A's in our exams like
Yeah.
SPM, UPSR, and all that, but not
Mm,
the regular homework and the regular
homework.
exams. Only during the big
Exactly.
exams. They will tell you certain things and all that lah. It's for you to chase for that goal, because children as well, children also need a goal to achieve, you see. It can be monetary, it can also be time. Like for me, my parents couldn't make any time for us, so that's why they could only give like monetary kind of reward for us so that we can use the money to buy the things that we love. Yeah, so as parent, you got to strike a balance here.
Do they call you to save up, or do they call you to spend it?
They never specifically tell us anything. They just give you.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
okay.
because they know that I will save it up.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
Unless you have kids who really don't know how to use the money, then perhaps it's, the next step.
Okay, let's go and have a look at the next one. After US, who is the next one? So next is Mexico. Mexico. Actually, they don't pronounce as Mexico, right? So, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The time we were talking to someone during AICI event. Mexico. Right. The X they pronounce as H, Mexico, something like that. Yeah, I think I remember. So yeah, this way is called the tanda. So Mexico uses the tanda way, which this is social lending scheme. Requires participants to place a certain amount of money each into a pot. The pool of money is handed to different individuals each round. Tanda is also called saving pool. And in Mexico, the financial literacy rate is 32%, which is quite high, right? So over 77 million Mexicans don't have access to a bank account. So due to lack of trust in the government and financial institution. So many citizens participate in a rotating saving group, which is called a tanda. So even tanda,
they save USD.
Yeah, they prefer USD, right?
Yeah, because of the government, right?
Country, the country. Yes. So tanda actually, don't you think it's very, very familiar in Malaysia as well? There's this Malaysia scheme where
what
I
you
don't
call
know
it already?
what is it called? I was thinking of that name when I was
Kutu,
doing
is
it.
it called
Yeah.
Kutu
Yeah, it's called kutu fund, right? Yeah. I heard this term before. It's called the kutu fund.
I remember something itchy one.
Yeah. So it's the same thing. So even in Mexico, they have it. In Malaysia, we had it too. So I don't really know how it works, but I think that kutu has interest rate. Do they? I'm not very sure.
Kutu works this way. Depending on the frequency of the meeting, every time when there's a meeting, right, people, the members will need to meet up. So that's when, this week I have this saving, I want to contribute and all that. So the person who contribute the most will take all the money. It doesn't work as a savings, but sometimes, it's like a pool fund like that. It's a little bit like zakat, I would say. But zakat is they gather first and then don't distribute, right? This one, the kutu, is they straight away distribute to people, to the highest contributor.
Oh.
So if that week you want to sort of like bet to be the biggest contributor to get the money, right? Then you have to contribute more. But before people contribute, right, everyone cannot see each other's contribution. Everyone needs to write on a piece of paper to say how much you want to contribute for that week. To be fair, right? So sometimes if let's say, okay, you know that month you need to get certain things, you want to buy something. Other people who are not in need of money, they will contribute that, but perhaps they don't want to contribute in a bigger amount because they know that their intention is just to help people, right? So they will somehow, the culture somehow allow the person who really need the money the most to win the kutu, we call it the election.
I see. But I heard that this is one of them. I don't know if it works this way. I thought another one is like they all also contribute equally, like everyone's 500, for example. So everyone will pay 500. So then the money will go rotation. But I don't get the point. Like you take people's money for what purpose? Only if you want to do something with it, right?
It's very like zakat. Like if that month you need certain money to do certain things. Let's say, my mother is sick. They already know that round they want to give all this money to that girl whose mother is sick, right? Then they will purposely contribute in a way that it's not the biggest amount, but they allow the person to win that poll to get all the money to help with their family emergency. If you put it in a way, right, it's a little bit like community service as well, community contribution as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
because
see.
back then bank wasn't that popular, right? During the
Mm.
early 19th century, it wasn't that popular yet in a bank, and people are still keeping their money in the tin.
But how
So
they going to return back this money? The next question
no
is,
return. This money is given to you.
oh, but I think this tanda, I think each round. Oh, I see.
There's a
Oh,
difference. Definitely, there's a difference. Kutu and
okay.
tanda
So
are different.
also Kutu don't give you back the money one.
No.
Oh.
So there were a few rounds. My mother used to tell me that she participated in a few rounds lah. So
Uh-huh.
there was a round. She actually participated for quite a while already, but that month she really needed some money for her family emergency, so she really put in a higher vote. She wrote on a piece of paper. Then another friend actually was not feeling great because she lost the poll, but my mom
Oh.
said, "See, I actually contribute this much more than yours,
Uh.
so it's actually a fair game." But after that,
Yeah.
my mom realized that okay, there could be people who are actually not feeling comfortable. That's why she quit the group. She said it's okay. I am there. I'm willing to contribute as a small contributor, but I don't want to take advantage of it again. And even then, she wasn't really taking advantage. She just wanted to save up. She just wanted to help out with her own financial difficulty that point of time. But if it caused her this kind of stir, she said rather not. That's why
Mm.
I would think that actually there's a flaw in this system as well, because you tend
Yeah.
to
Someone
uh,
can just take the money and just go. I think there's a lot of case perhaps that people just take the money and go, right?
because that's meant to be that way. That means how to
Oh.
say that means you're expecting yourself to give contribution and charity every month to the people
Oh,
in need.
like that.
It's only when you need the
Oh,
money you contribute the most so that you can win the poll to get the pool of money to help yourself.
interesting.
Very similar with zakat actually.
Yeah. To think about it, it's very similar to that. You don't expect anything in return of that. So I see.
True.
So I think that's a little bit different from Tanda then, because Tanda is more like a saving. So I don't know how it written, but we can go and have a look at it, read about more on
Yeah.
Tanda. So next is China. So of course, very frugal living. Yes.
But
Yeah,
financial
Chinese.
literacy rate is only 28%.
Yeah, it's only
Oh, okay.
28%. I mean, it's a country as a whole, lah. I think, lah. It's a country in a whole. It's like
True.
you see, it's like China. The frugal is a virtue in Chinese culture. The average Chinese household set aside 30% of their salary for their
That's a lot.
saving. But that is true. That is so true. So compared to 5% in American homes, that's why you see people like in China, they can buy house, cars in a matter of cash. Because because they really saved a lot of money. That is just the culture. That is just a virtue in
Yeah, and
Chinese
you will see
family.
people who wear slippers, the normal
Yeah,
singlet and short pants,
yeah.
walk to
No,
the
actually,
car
they are like,
gallery and bring a stack of cash. Bum, I want to
yeah,
buy a car. And
yeah,
it's
and
not a
they're like,
normal car, it's a luxurious car.
exactly, and they're multi-millionaire, but they just wear like
Exactly.
really, really, really like just slipper, and they to them also they're cash rich lah. Basically, they're really,
Mm,
really cash rich. So
totally
yeah,
agree with that.
yeah. So but the financial literacy is 28%. So overall,
Mm.
generally, so I believe financial literacy means whether are they taught about financial stuff, not only saving,
I would
but
think
other
that
thing as well.
I would think that if you can bring a stack of physical cash to go and buy an asset or a car, that means that you are not making a full use of inflation, and you're
Yeah,
not using your money to actually put it
exactly,
into investments, right?
exactly.
You only know how
Yes,
to
yes.
save.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, because
yes.
financial literacy teach you not only to save, but also how to use the money to work harder for you. It's
That's why I
different.
realized that's why they say when you earn the first pot of gold, it's easy for you to duplicate the second, third, fourth, fifth, six, seven, eight, nine, 10 pot
Yeah,
of
life
gold.
is easier.
Yes, because like for example, just a very quick example is like last year. Bitcoin was in the boom. Everyone know that Bitcoin is in boom. But then again, you know only but do you have money to buy or not? Generally public no. So
Ouch.
who has
Ouch.
who are the one that who actually has this pot of
Cash
money
rich
to buy?
people.
Yeah, these cash-rich people. So
Ah.
if these cash-rich people are financial literacy enough and they know about this and they're a bit daring enough to go in, think about
Why
it. It's
not?
so easy
Yeah.
for them. It's so easy. That's why the rich are always richer. The poor are always poorer. As simple. Because it's all about habitual. It's like the old will always spend their money. It's just habit. I got how much I spend how much. But the rich
Yeah,
is different.
that's why the Chinese idiom about 万事俱备，只欠东风, which means everything is ready.
Exactly.
You're just waiting for
Exactly.
the wind to
For that
blow.
wind.
That
The east wind
is
to come.
extremely important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what
Dongfeng
if
is
the
east
wind
wind.
blows already? The wind of Bitcoin blows already, but you have nothing ready yet. So there's no point.
Yeah, exactly right. So it's like a two. It's like a chicken egg story also lah. Opportunity
Correct.
come, you see already. You know you can win. You know it is the trend, but you don't have the money. Or another way, you got the money, but you see the thing flow by you, the wind flow by you, and the wind blow off already. So it's like
Another way to see is that today you want to you keep complaining that you can't find a 10K 20K kind of job, but today a posting actually appears in front of you, but oh no, you don't know how to do that job scope because previously you didn't spend time to skill yourself. So that's the same thing as well, in life, right?
exactly. So this Chinese people, I mean, they set 30% of their income into savings. That's why they are so cash rich as well, And that's why when the dongfeng comes, when the opportunity comes, when the wind comes, they will just grab it anytime. So so China is largely influenced by the Confucianism and also Taoism, both of which instill the concept of virtue of frugality. It's not to me, frugal and being stingy is some people say it's a silver lining, but some people can be very frugal, but they are not stingy. When time to be a good host, they be a good host. But frugality doesn't mean that you need to stuff yourself to death. Don't wear anything. Not that. Frugality is where you use your money when you need to, not out of proportion, right? People that is stingy is very different. They just, even they got no money, they can be stingy, so just spend on themselves, this kind of thing. So very different, two different things: frugality and also being stingy. So yeah,
Agree with you.
a lot of Chinese are actually not stingy, because when it comes to eat, to come to be a good host, they're actually quite a good host to spend people food. And Chinese and food is always inseparable, right? So yeah. So let's have a look at the next one. So comes to Germany. Let's go to the a bit more Western, to the European now.
Oktoberfest.
German. Oktoberfest, yeah. So the financial literacy is pretty high. It's even higher than
God.
US.
Really?
Yeah, 66%.
Wow, let's see what they do.
Really? Yeah, they transact with cash. There's a history behind why they transact with cash as well, right? So the Germans' physical connection with money is strong. They find it easier to track their spending and finances when they use it, making them aware of how they spend. A little bit like 𝗧់𝗶𝗰, a little bit like the Japanese style, which they actually write down. Like they use cash a lot. Like, Japan is a country which uses cash. Likewise, German. But let's see Germany, why they do that. So Germany's physical connection with cash is mostly influenced by their history with inflation, where during the Weimar Republic, money was devalued to worthlessness. So of course, countries which go through that kind of inflation, it is going to be a story told after and after again in the family. So when you're brought up in that kind of environment, where your parents or your great grandparents will tell you how, or your great grandparents, it's like a story linked down to you. So they will also advise you like, oh, everything must be cash, don't own money and stuff like that. So I think this is why the reason, because they've gone through that stage of worthlessness. That's your money don't worth anything at all. So yeah, anything you want to add here, Chanel, about this? Is actually reminds me of you as well, because you track your money and your spending and finances really well. So she has a German blood in her. So that's why
But I
has a
don't
little-
use physical cash. That's why
Yeah, she
recently
does.
I find it really hard to track. But you know what? After you really do your homework every month to really track where your money go and all that, I'm still trying to downsize my spending as well. Like, even though I am not a big spender, I'm a little bit frugal here and there, but still, there are room for improvement for spending, because I overspent for the last year, last few months, when it was Christmas and all that.
Christmas, Chinese New Year. So that one, is some special. Even in overseas, Christmas is always a very big thing. That's the thing I talk about, frugal and stingy. But Chanel is never a stingy person. Knowing her for so long.
Oh, really? I'm not. I thought I am.
Stingy, no lah. You're not even a frugal person lah. Not you're not definitely.
I am frugal in certain ways.
But no, I'm talking about stingy. She's definitely not stingy.
Frugal?
Frugal, frugal, not really also lah. I don't think you're very frugal though. And she's definitely not stingy. She's not a stingy friend, definitely.
But I'm not overly generous as well.
No lah, quite generous lah. I would say you're quite generous. Seriously. But
thank you.
Stingy, frugal, you still spend. She still spends, so yeah.
No, frugal doesn't mean you don't spend.
Yeah.
Frugal is about knowing how you spend it.
Frugal in Cantonese like 好慳家。
好慳㗎。
鬼。
唔係咩？
係咩？Now we're like having coffee time like having a coffee shop.
Do not judge here. Yeah, let's chop it. But in my opinion, I'm quite frugal lah, because I don't spend money that is unnecessary. I only spend if that money make me feel good and it has the potential of either ROI or make me feel good.
Feel good factor is very high.
Because feel good factor is very important, because if you live your life happy and if it's within your means, do not really need to go overboard, then it's meaningful.
Yep. True.
Yeah. Or else why
it's not why you earn so hard, right? You earn so hard
exactly.
Why
there's so many lines, right? Why create so many pipelines, right?
Yeah,
But mostly I usually only spend on expenses that can highly have the potential of generating more income from different pipelines.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Next. Let's look at Korea. Korea financial literacy rate is about 33% only. So they are also like money envelope. Cash is the ultimate.
Like Japan, right?
Money envelope, I think it's more like China. Like hongbao, I think it's more like the Chinese culture. But Korea, Chinese, all these are all basically, their country is very close to each other. So I believe having the shared culture, cross culture is very, very common as well. So cash is the ultimate gift for Koreans. Giving cash inserted in envelopes like ang pao on events like weddings, Parents' Day, and funerals. Oh, sorry for all the spelling mistakes. Is perfectly normal and preferred. Same lah. Malaysian also like that, right? Someone's wedding, you give ang pao. If someone's parents birthday, big birthday like 80 years old, 70 years old, or this big also you will give ang pao as well. So
Malaysian trait, I see it here as well.
Yeah, exactly. Very children by the very Asian Chinese culture. So you can follow this practical tradition of giving monetary gift over wrapped presents, so that recipient can use it for necessity rather than items they have no use for.
And not only that, this one can give as a gift. Try putting in ang pao and give it back to yourself first thing when you get a paycheck.
That's so sweet.
Reminds you of the feeling, oh, this is my hard-earned money and this is rewarded to me in a red ang pao, in a red packet. Wow, that feeling, I can tell you, right, is totally different.
Yeah.
Because I get this white back during Chinese New Year. It's like, oh, all this money, it's actually my money, that kind of thing. It's a gift to you. But
Yeah.
why would you want to wait until Chinese New Year for people to give it to you when every month actually you're giving it back to yourself?
Yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
true. But then people are very hard, very seldom people draw out cash lah. You can like what do. Like you have few bank account or few investment account. You just put in, just take it like a ang pao thing. Like you put in different account. Like it's more like how do people literally go to the bank and draw cash nowadays? To be honest, when was the last time you go to the?
It really depends on how you want to do it lah, right? I mean,
Yeah,
if physical money is still valid for me today, I most likely I will do it because I used to do this. But now, because I use e-wallet and online banking a lot, that's why what I do is I
Yeah.
straight away do what? I straight away do the auto SI setting instruction.
Me too. I do all my investment. I do SI as well, or study instruction as well. So it's very easy.
Investments I don't do ESI, but savings I do because I usually wait until my savings account has that pool of fund. That's when I analyze. Okay, now, which investments do I want to go in? Yeah, this is what we are talking about. 你有冇嗰個咩啊？萬事俱備 Yeah. So my saving is like my 萬事俱備 Then the investment that I want to invest is the 東風 Yeah, that's how I do it.
Okay. So let's go to the next one. So this is Japan. Financial literacy rate is about 43%. So we have shared this whole
Which is very high as well among all the Asian countries.
Asian
right? This is, I
countries.
think, the highest.
Yeah, one of the highest though. Yes. We have shared particularly 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗂𝗯 technique in one of our series. Last one, I think in January. So 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗃 is actually a technique used by the Japanese. You can actually you can play back that particular video because it's the history of how 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗃 came about is also there. So 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗃 refers to the practice of keeping a budget journal to track saving and spending each month. So the system is divided into 4 categories: survival, optional, culture, and extra. So this is how 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗃 works. 4 categories. All right. So the Japanese art of saving money, 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗃, is a good old pen and paper organizational scheme. So it's fair. We shared this in our previous sharing last month. 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗃, if you go to Japan, if you have passed by one of their bookstore, then you will go and ask for a 𝗂𝗂𝗃. It's very, very cute. Like super duper cute. What's 𝗂𝗂𝗃 is used by girls in Japan. Even the person that started 𝗂𝗂𝗃 is actually a lady. So that's why it's a very cute, very dainty, very pinky kind of book. It's still using paper and pencil. Immediately you write in everything. It's going to be every time in your bag. So it's good. It's a very small book, so you can carry. It's a whole year, so you can carry it everywhere. So next, you can go back and have a look at we wouldn't touch so much on 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗃 because it was already shared in one of our videos.
So the difference between 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗃 and any other method of tracking down your expenses and your income, right, is 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗃 insists on you using your pen and still your paper because they emphasize a lot on the interaction between you writing it down and you looking back at your report card every single month. Yeah,
because you need to write it. It's an effort. You need to write it. So when you spend money, right, you will also think of that effort.
Trust me, I have tried 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗃 method for almost a year before MCO. Wow, I can tell you, right, even until now, I can still remember that few figures that I paid. Because it's actually a psychological thing because you write it using your effort. Your energy is here. You write it and then you look at it. It's not something that you hide it inside your Excel and then your Excel have different tabs. No, it's a book. The book is still here, on top here, even though it has expired like so many years ago, right? The 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗃, right? But it reminds you on how you spend every month. Then you will realize that, does it really make sense to you? Because when you're writing down, right, don't know why your brain somehow will have that thinking
process,
Yeah. So
Exactly.
try doing it when you're attending an online course nowadays. I bet that you will come across a lot of the free courses or any of the paid courses. Do not do screenshot, right? Try to
Mm.
actually take out a notebook, not just a piece of paper. Write down the points. Yeah, now why I can upload videos on YouTube, right? Knowing the step by step without even memorizing is because what I did was whenever I came across all these free education, I wrote them down. I even did
Mm.
highlighting. I only referred to them like during my first few videos, and that's it. I remember them for the rest of my life, right? All thanks to the notes that I've made. So that same thing works for your income tracking as well, expenses tracking as well. Before you advance into the level of using like Google Sheet and Excel, try writing down on paper and pen and a normal notebook. It really works wonders, I tell you. It will definitely
Mm.
be in your brain like for the rest of the months and years.
Exactly. So I'm sharing out a bit to a few more groups. So yeah, that's why kakebo is a little bit more traditional. It involves thinking. It's like what Chanel said, it's very psychological. It involves that because you will think before you spend.
Think
So
harder.
next,
You even think
think
harder.
harder. Yeah, you even think harder before you use it. Oh, I need to go back to my screen. So next is India. So India financial literacy rate is about 24%. So they use this they are their culture is Kuri Kayanam. So what's Kuri Kayanam is an entertaining way of raising money to cover for big purchases and life event by hosting a party to get all the guests to donate money. Donate. But you host the money, so people like it's like a carnival. Think of it like you're selling a ticket. It reminds me of that. I don't. Of course, it's not that, but it reminds me of a party. Then you hold a carnival. Then then you donate. People give you entrance
Oh,
ticket to
this is
come and
so
enjoy
cute,
the
right?
party. Yeah. So it's like
But when you're hosting a party, don't you need to fork out a
that's what I thought, Chanel. This like I mean, you host a place, you need to have the cost as well, right? Like the renting of the
yeah.
place, the food, the drink, the DJ, and stuff like all these are money also, right, Chanel?
Reminds me of those, like 标会 auction.
Auction,
But
or the
auction you need to
but
buy table. You need to
but auction is like rich man's game lah. Yeah, where they but auction like sort of be
oh
like who like Christine,
every time
right?
when a temple need to raise funds, they will
Oh,
have that
okay.
标会. Like if you want to contribute,
Oh,
you need to buy a table, and then when you're there, or when there are some things that feng shui things that you think is really good for you, that's when you really
oh,
bid, and the money will go to the temple. That kind of event under the
oh!
Chinese
I
culture.
think there's a lot of them during a ghost festival, right?
Ah, yes, it's usually during Ghost
But
Festival or when there is a new temple.
do you need to pay entrance fee for a table?
Definitely, you need to
Oh,
get a table. You
really?
need to pay for a
Oh,
table in order to get in.
okay. They're always on the street, right? So what if I just pass by and I just sit down? Cannot, ka?
Cannot. It has to come through invitation. Invitation means that you got
Oh,
to pay for the table itself already. It's different.
oh. So I thought you can go anytime. Then you just bid for the items there, which is like normally
Not really
money.
because usually the table will serve you
Mm.
food, and the food
Oh,
that they
I
serve
see.
usually are quite luxurious. It's just like the wedding
Ah,
dinner kind of food.
I think I see. I see. So
Yeah,
so they have a
I've been to a
entrance.
few before.
I see. So you have an entrance fee with food, but the auction is another part lah, right?
The auction, if you are more well off, you want to not
Mm.
only contribute to the temple, but whatever that they're auctioning off is also something that you like, right? Then you don't
Yes,
mind to
yes.
pay it at a high price, at a premium price
Yeah.
to contribute back to the society or the community, then you can go all for it.
Because their thing is very those POE or those events, right? Their things are very bling bling one. It's like money related tree, money tree,
Yeah. Everything is
money.
about money.
Yeah, everything is about money. So it's like very bling bling, gold color and interesting. So,
But I think this one, like this Indian culture, is more towards when they want to achieve a goal. It's not
yeah,
really very much like personal finance as well, but it's more towards,
yeah.
I think, a community.
Community
Let's say
as
they
well. That's
want
why I said,
to rebuild a city, for example. They want to rebuild a house, for example. I feel, this is how they are actually hosting a party to get it.
Yeah, this is more like a big purchase thing, like a
big,
live
big project, I would say.
Yeah. So hosts would send out invitation to well-wisher and relative with 𝗬cie𝘂𝘁𝗯𝗲 explicitly stated to be conducted for a specific date and time. Attendees are then expected to provide cash and gift. So let me tell you a little bit about this. It's like an invitation card. Okay, invitation card. So in that invitation card will have the word 𝗬cie𝘂𝘁𝗂𝗯𝗲. So for example, people why you will go, even though you know that you need to pay, is because in the future, when you have a 𝗬cie𝘂𝘂𝗯𝗲 yourself, because every time you go to any 𝗬cie𝘂𝘂𝗯𝗲, the host will write down the name. Okay, this guy, for example, Mr. ABC, have give so much. Mr. DEF will give so much. So whenever next time when you host a 𝗬cie𝘂𝘂𝗯𝗲 and you invite me to go, I'm obliged to go because when I needed that money for my big event, you came. So when you need a big event, I will go and support. So it's also like a community thingy. Pretty interesting. Yeah, so they write down like they usually the host will write down the name and how much they give and stuff like that.
I see. That's interesting.
Yeah. So of
But
course,
I don't like the fact that if you want to stay anonymous, there's no way to stay anonymous.
no way to stay anonymous because this is really like a this 𝗬cie𝘂𝘂𝗂𝗃 is not meant to stay anonymous. It's really like a 𝗬cie𝘂𝘂𝗯𝗲. It's an open thing. Like I call you to come to give me money, but I also throw a little bit of party and stuff, event and stuff like that as well.
So in a way, you're also still enjoying the party. You're not coming here for free, right?
So it's like you pay a ticket, entrance ticket, like the fuel is like you pay a ticket.
It sounds a little bit like wedding dinner to me.
Yes. It's like a wedding dinner, but with a purpose. So I think it's like with like it says here, a big purchase or a live event. Maybe the live event can be a wedding, right? So you are planning for a wedding and you need that cash to plan for the wedding. Then you send out this 𝗬cie𝘂𝘂𝗯𝗲 invitation to help you with your wedding perhaps, or you have to buy a house. Yeah.
This is seriously interesting.
Yeah. So you see, learning about different culture actually is very interesting. How people do things. Not even money matters, can be other matters as well. So next is Kenya. Also very, very, very community as well. It's called their financial literacy rate is not too bad. Even in Africa, it's about 38%. It's really amazing number. The rate is not too bad. So it's called the 𝗬𝗃𝗃. So 𝗬𝗃𝗃 has a logo there as well. I just found them on internet. So 𝗬𝗃𝗃 has a logo. So in Kenyan tradition of leveraging, our favorite word, leveraging the community spirit to fund self-help event, a little bit like 𝗬cie𝘂𝘂𝗯𝗲 as well, if you think about it, okay, and work together for a project to avoid borrowing from banks. How interesting is that? Think about it. You want to do something, but you don't want to borrow from bank. You get it from a community. So it's very interesting, the bottom part there. 𝗬𝗃𝗃 events serve as an essential tool in bringing communities together. This and the 𝗬cie𝘂𝘂𝗯𝗲 tradition is in India reflects today's crowdfunding practice there.
Oh, okay, now I see the point.
Yes.
Which it could be an investment, which it could be, okay, someone lost their job, they want to start a small business. So they have nowhere to go, they are not eligible to borrow from the bank. So they just want to get the cash. So that's when the community comes in and help them to fundraise.
Yeah. So interesting how is that crowdfunding you want to do. Let's imagine this is like for big events or big purchases, right? But crowdfunding is the concept of it is the same, but crowdfunding purpose is a little bit different. It's more for like startup. You have an idea, you want to turn it into a business and stuff like that. So but the essential of it is the same now, right? The essential of how to raise fund is the same. So next. So have a look at
suddenly after today's topic, I feel like, wow, people around the world are very helpful to each other. Like when you're in need financially, we can come out as a community to really raise funds together to help each other, which is really amazing.
Yeah, so far we got few already. Like for example, the Muslim countries, not only Pakistan but the Muslim country as a whole, even
Yeah, because
Malaysia.
Malaysian
There's
country
zakat.
also, what? There's
Yeah,
zakat
we are
as
also
well.
Muslim. Yeah, zakat.
Correct.
Then we have India, we have Kenya as well. So it's very actually there's a lot of community based. That's why we read one more as well, which is very community as well. We're going to read few more. There's some more community based as well. So very interesting. This how things it is. So next.
It was Mexico just now. Tanda.
Oh yeah, Tanda, right? So it's Mexico as well. So there's a very few country that shows you the community are pretty strong though, getting money from the community. So next is Panama. Financial literacy rate is about 27%. So they use this 𝗬𝗂𝘁𝗂𝘃𝗀. So a money tradition which means depositing money every month into an account, which can be collected in time for big celebration like Christmas. So 𝗂𝗂𝘁𝗂𝘃 is something like a bank. It is a bank. So, but this bank is more like you save for a short-term purpose. End of the year is Christmas, for example. You start saving from January into 𝗂𝗂𝘁𝗂𝘃𝗀. So then what happened is when comes to that month, that particular month, like what Chanel said just now, what I said during Chinese New Year and very close to of Christmas, you particularly spend more money end of the year and beginning of the year. So that's what you plan ahead, right? It's for you to plan ahead so that when the time comes closer, you already have this money. So it's a very short-term planning. So you can do something similar like participating in a 52 weeks money challenge at the start of the year. When December comes, you won't feel the heavy burden of holiday expenses, like what we've been saying just now about Christmas.
You know, this reminds me of something.
What?
It is obviously a sinking fund process.
Exactly right. It's like a sinking fund process.
Exactly. Totally the same.
Yeah, it's not
For celebration.
it's not saving for emergency per se, but it's saving for not emergency, but
Sinking
for
fund can
holiday.
also be for entertainment.
Yeah. So it's basically saving for a short-term purpose lah.
I
It's
have
not.
sinking fund for beauty.
Yeah. So Chanel has sinking fund for every single little thing. So this
Not
is
not really everything lah. You know, the part that needs to pinch
need
you
more
on your
money lah. Yeah. So this is a very, very interesting. It's very interesting. The money, the 52 weeks of money challenge, because 1 year has 52 weeks, right? Yeah. So
1 week you save $10. By the end
yeah.
of the year, you have $500 for you to play around. It's better than nothing, isn't it?
Yes, that's what we saying just now, right? What the Philippines
$10 per week won't really
hurt,
eat
won't
your
hurt,
life.
won't hurt.
Won't hurt at all. Even in fact, you don't feel it at all.
You don't feel
But
a
at the
pinch
end
at
of
all,
it, December, when you want to do shopping, or you really thank
this
to
500.
everyone. Yeah.
Exactly right. So it's like another way of thinking is like what the Filipinos say. The very famous phrase is like you save it, you have it. You don't save it, you have nothing. Right? That's how we have shared the
You have
phrase.
something.
Yeah. So this is very much. So you can see that this kind of saving thing, even though it's different culture, but that's why it says the fundamental is the same. Where the ultimate goal, the ultimate destination is the same. Just that they use different way. Different culture, different country uses different way. Like Panama uses the 𝗂𝗂𝘁𝗂𝘃𝗀𝘃 way, or the India uses their way, and so on and so forth. So yeah. So interesting to learn. So next.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah. So we have end here. On Panama will be the last one. So if you are from a certain country, if you're watching this from around the world or anywhere you are from, if there's a very special way from your country that you want to share with us, or you have a family culture that you want to share with us, do drop us, and we will maybe do another video on that. All right. So
yeah, definitely. Or it can be just a very simple comment so that we as a host as well, we can learn from you as well. And
exactly.
If the method really works, we can also implement into our daily activities as well.
Yeah, exactly. So next is let's sum it up. Is like cultural variables influence how people manage their money. So whether consciously or unintentionally, people's attitude regarding money are influenced by their upbringing. Like what I say, it's by your family background, your community background, your religion background, your country's background, and so on, so for your political background, so on and so forth. So with the emergence of fintech and e-commerce today, the way people save and spend is gradually evolving to include more modern practices and tools, like places like a lot of cash-rich country, like for example India, for example China, for example. I was watching few YouTubes where how this there's a lot of new millionaire, new billionaire bonding. They it's like mushrooming everywhere because of fintech, because things are so accessible now. Even their parents could trust them with a certain money and they could make it really, really big. So yeah, because of technology as well. So a lot of countries are actually evolving gradually, I would say. So yeah.
Yeah, like the previous week, we also covered that last time, in order for us to do anything, we need to go to the bank, we need to go to the investment
Yeah.
bank, a lot of steps taken. But thanks to the
Yes.
fintech technology these days, just a few buttons
Yeah.
away, you can just take your savings to invest into what shares. You can just take
Yes.
your money to invest into
Click
any other platforms in the
from,
world.
yeah, in the world. Of course, some countries are a little bit more strict, like Malaysia. I would say that we are pretty
Mm,
tight on our money in and money out of the country. So, but for some countries, they are basically a finance country, like Singapore, like Hong Kong, which money is a
financial
very
hub.
free, yeah, finance free zone trade and stuff like that. So, their money, their opportunity is more than us. But nonetheless, Malaysia being also very safe with our hard-earned money. So there's pros, there's cons. So yeah. So
Yep, correct.
yep. So we're going to thank you so much. It's a very interesting and very relaxing short.
And do not leave yet. Do not leave yet.
Guys, do not leave yet, please. So because we have much more than that. Anyhow, from my side, thank you so much. Do contact us, or we have any question for us. Chanel's info is there. Do log on to her YouTube channel. It's called Chanel Chong, and for
And
me,
also
it's
do log on to you Yvonne's channel as well if you want to learn culture and also how to speak Japanese in simple ways.
yes. So
Japanese
I'll
playgroup, there
pass
you
back to
go.
you. I'll pass back to you, Chanel, on this.
All right.
The next,
So
yes,
yeah, so we have already talked about the cultures and also the potential of how different countries and different cultures actually brought in the financial literacy. And in fact, we all were shocked by the cultures that were being brought in sometimes, right? And in fact, one thing that I always see, which is very common among the few of the countries, were community service. That's why, as part of the community service, as well, we really want to give it back to everyone. That's why we have decided to open up the third batch due to the overwhelming responses that I get. A lot of people have been asking me, Chanel, it's already February. Are we expecting any more challenges this year? Then I say, yeah, we have been a bit busy, but let's do it in March. Yeah, so for those of the people who actually benefited from this challenge previously, they have seen really better clarity in the financial goals as well, and they are able to find out really what they are doing. So, for example, if you have been really struggling to make a progress on your money, now that you already know about how different countries do their money, but still probably the knowledge a little bit general, but how to actually make them into really the step by step that you can do it every day. Okay, and you are doing savings and investments, but they don't seem to grow because you are not sure yourself, right, how to actually grow them. Secondly, and you have no idea what side hustle potential you have. Like, you've been hearing a lot of people saying that, oh, you should do side hustle, you should do this, you should do that, but you're doubting yourself, am I really capable of doing it? Which is very normal among our humans, right? Humans, we all are having what a lot of self-doubts every single day. We are actually very complicated creatures ourselves. So don't worry, this challenge is going to help you to reset about your mindfulness here, about money again, about how financial intelligent you are, right? In fact, money is actually our best friend if we know how to manage them. They will be our best friend. No worries about that. And number 4, are you also very stagnant currently with your current financial goals? Like, you don't know how to believe yourself to set higher goals financially already because previously you didn't manage to achieve any one of them. Every year you try to set goal, right? But setting goal is just setting goal. You don't know how to reach that destination. That's why if you tick any of the boxes here, welcome all of you to join us in this financial intelligence challenge, which is only 21 days, whereby every single day you're expected to maybe set aside like 10 minutes or sometimes up to 1 hour, depending on the task. And every day you're given the task, only one task a day, right?
Yeah.
If you have been procrastinating, if you have no clarity, if you have no ideas, that's why we have a mini community inside there. People who are doing this challenge together with you are also seeking ways to, be out of their comfort zone. And I'm sure the places that you're weak at, some people, they are really strong at that. That's when exchanges of ideas happen as well inside the community as well. And you know what the best thing is, we really want to help all of you desperately. That's why this challenge is totally free for all of you. And 100x has already pasted the Google link down there so that you can actually register. And the registration is going to close on 28th March because 28th February, because the challenge is going to start right on the 1st March. Every single morning we will send out the challenge link to every one of you so that you can start doing your challenge yourself. Yeah, we promise you it's going to be very, very enjoyable journey. Not only that you get to learn about money, but you know what, the most beautiful thing is that you get to learn more about yourself.
It's more about yours. Yeah, it's very personal, kind of very personal challenge.
True. That's why after 21 days, right, you will somehow feel that you have the ability to form the financial intelligence habits, and it's no longer something that is not attainable. And you know
Yeah.
what? It is going to be very consistent because we want you to be as consistent as possible. That's why the tasks that we lay out are very, very bite size. Okay.
Very,
And
very simple yet very meaningful and very relatable, and it's really very very simple to do, but in the simplicity of it, it's very effective. The things that you're going to do in the 21 days.
there's a saying, children, they are fearless. But because they are fearless, right, they can actually achieve more because they don't have the complicated mindset. So if you happen to have a lot of complicated mindset about money, forget about it during these 21 days because we're going to really tell you simple things that can help you to achieve simple results. And that's when you can have your own blueprint. It's something that sticks with you forever because you can actually form your own financial preference, right? Nobody's going to steal it away from you. It's your own habit.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think the most interesting is we're going to help you to also discover or rediscover what potential that's hidden in you. A lot of times you think that, oh, I'm not capable of doing this, I'm not capable of doing that. You want me to talk in front of the camera? No way. You want me to do this? No way.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things you should try.
Or you think that actually you have no talent, you don't even know anything, but actually deep down, right, you know a lot of things. Trust us, like we go through so many of this, we see a lot. So people always downplay themselves. It's also a very Chinese Asian culture or very Chinese culture, even Japanese culture, where they downplay themselves too much until you downplay until you make yourself believe yourself that you are no use or you can't even do it. Sometimes being humble is good, but being too humble and forgetting and downplay yourself, it can be quite a negative things to do as well.
Yeah. Like, trust us, financial intelligence is all about habits. It's all about
Yeah,
consistency. It's all about support
consistency.
from people who are
Yes,
like-minded. Because
yes,
doing it
yes.
alone sometimes may not be able to help you to create a habit because you have nobody to remind you. But having like a small community inside a group chat like that to actually help you to do something consistently every single day, right? Wow, I tell you, the feeling is very different.
Yeah. But already everyone's doing the same thing, then everyone is sharing their progress, and how you see everyone progress in the group is really I really want to go back to do one more time, redo it like every single time, because every single time it's going to be I'm at a different, like I did this about 1 years plus ago. So now I want to do it again to refresh, to like what it says there, to rediscover again, to refresh myself again.
Even though we created this challenge,
Yeah.
do you know that we as the host, we also learn a lot inside.
A
In
lot.
fact, I managed to activate one of the courses that we taught inside. After sharing with people a lot, I managed to actually activate it really actively during these few months.
Yeah.
Which we're not going to spill the animal beans.
We're
So
not,
if
we're
you're
not
actually
really.
interested to join, right, the link is down there. So this challenge will be open until 28th of February. It'll be our last day to enroll. So so that's when you'll all be added into a group chat where we do the challenges together. We
Yeah.
promise you whatever that stays in the challenge stays in there, right?
Says there.
There is no publishing of your secret out there. That's nothing. So if you want to be vulnerable, allow yourself to do that. Because
Yeah.
everyone will need to observe the same culture as well.
We already pinned the challenge form there. So just fill in the challenge form, and we will see you in March the 1st. All of us will meet together as a community in there. As what Shenya said, everything will going to be secret just among us.
Yeah, only the group will know. All right,
Yeah.
so without further ado, also not forgetting, also join us next week as well for our new Facebook Live next week, which is every single Monday, 9 p.m., until late night. So with that, if you have any more questions, do contact us. These are our phone numbers and also our YouTube link. So with that, we shall call it a night, and everyone, let's say goodbye.
Goodbye.